In a not so surprising turn of events, fitness influencer Jeff Nippard has now pressed charges against Big Mike over the incident that happened not too long ago. It is good to see that Jeff Nippard is doing the right thing in pressing charges against Big Mike, as no one deserves to be attacked over differences in opinion on training protocol. Let's hope Big Mike has learned his lesson as to not put hands on anyone just because he disagrees with them. Let's remember that fitness is a journey and everyone has a different way to reach their destination. So basically what I'm saying is that we all have different ways of doing things. Someone has their own way and you have your own way. It doesn't mean they are wrong. It doesn't mean you are right. We're just different like that. We think different. We were raised different. So we have a different way of doing things. It doesn't mean that just because you don't like the way someone does things, you must go attack them. No, just let them do their thing. If their thing is working for them, leave them. It's working for them. And if your thing is working for you, it's working for you. You stick to what works for you. In light of the charges pressed against Big Mike, we now have CCTV footage from the gym on the day of the incident. Let's take a look.
All right, Mike says, "What's up?" So we see Jeff and Mike exchange, and it looks like Jeff had a smile, and it looks like Mike turned around, said something to him, and then Jeff continues working out, and his cameraman is there. We see him filming him. It looks like a nice gym. Now we see Mike over here. Okay. I'm going to pause this for a second. Remember, I told you to think about Jeff's original statement. And I'm going to read this again. Mike asked me to stay away from him and that I didn't listen and approached him first. This is false. And the security footage, they have to prove it. All right. So remember that. Okay. So Mike comes over here to the equipment rack to get something. It doesn't look like he looks at Jeff, and he goes back and he was training his client. And Jeff is there filming. And now watch. So Jeff says something to his cameraman. And then it looks like he calls over to Mike. It looks like if you zoom in here, it looks like he calls his name. Mike looks over. His cameraman follows. Jeff says something to his cameraman. And now they go over to Mike. And the camera's pointed at Mike. And now he takes him, he throws him. It looks like he's tripped over that bench. They get closer together. They exchange words. And notice the cameraman put his camera down. He's not filming this footage at this point. I'll get into that later. He takes Jeff again. Pushes him by his throat. Jeff has his hands up. He doesn't want any part of this. I don't blame him. And then take a look here at the cameraman. He pushes the cameraman. He walks away. And that's what we have here on the footage.
Having looked at the footage, we now have the full story of what happened on that fateful day. And Big Mike still remains the perpetrator. So as you saw in that video, Mike walks past Jeff. He says something to Jeff while Jeff is working out. We still don't know what Mike may have said because there is no audio in that video. So all those text bubbles you saw, that's just speculation on what may have been said because we still don't have audio to that video. That's just what we think may have been said. We don't know for sure. So then Mike walks off to where he was going. Jeff looks back at his cameraman and is like, "What on with big man? Why you say what he said?" He goes back. Jeff goes back to working out. Mike then comes back to grab something from the rack. He grabs it. He goes back. Jeff is like, "Nah, I gotta say something to him. He can't just be saying all that crazy things." So he goes over to Big Mike. Big Mike obviously wasn't having it. So what do? Grab Jeff by the neck. shoved him. Man fell. You saw the distance. Big Mike goes over to Jeff. They start arguing for a bit. Shoves him again. Grabs him by the neck. Shoves him again. Asserting his dominance, thinking this is the wow. Like, we animals. No, we're not animals. We're human beings. We should behave as such. So then Big Mike starts walking back. He shoves Jeff's cameraman. Like, Jeff's cameraman did something to him, which he did not. And then he goes on about his way. And that's that. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. All that just because you disagree with someone over what they said over your video, of you criticizing science-based lifters. It just doesn't make sense. You know, as I said, everyone has different ways to do things. Okay? Doesn't mean their way is right, doesn't mean your way is right. We're just different. Okay, you stick to what's working for you, they're gonna stick to their thing. And we should leave it at that. There's no need for that kind of violence over something as simple as a training protocol. There's no need for that, guys. Like, no. So yeah, that's what we have so far. Keep an eye on the story, see how it unfolds, see what happens next. And yeah, if you like this kind of content, if you like this kind of video of me reporting on fitness things, fitness news, give me a like the video, comment below. Yeah, see you next time.